Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, I want us to talk about Tether. Now, there's this one YouTuber. I talked to it on a stream like last week. Some dude was talking about Tether stuff, the same kind of stuff if you were around in 2017. And if you were around in 2017, you know full well what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Tether stuff. And if you are not from 2017, let me give you a lay of the land, because I I feel like because I wasn't here in 2013, and that's when China banned crypto, but they always ban crypto. And I think the longer you're in this space, the more you start to realize that a lot of things get rehashed every every now and again. So I think for this one, and maybe for a future one, because I want to talk about the criminal nature of Bitcoin at some degree, because I still keep on hearing that, and I think that's kind of silly, to be honest. In any case, let's start with Tether. Tether is a US dollar stablecoin. Um, it is the third largest cryptocurrency on the market, and you can see right here, and it's pegged to the US dollar. Now, the idea that Tether uses is that any kind of US dollar that's deposited, it's a one-to-one ratio. Obviously, that is not the case as we know now. That Tether does involve itself within fractional banking. However, I will get to that in a little moment. Um, but obviously, when we look at Tether, and there's a lot of Tether FUD, a lot of people are concerned. What is the impact of Tether to the rest of the cryptocurrency market? Especially Bitcoin or any of your cryptocurrency assets that you hold. What is the aftermath of Tether? And so, I'll give you and that's pretty much it, you guys. Like, everyone is very concerned. It's a big market cap. It's 62 billion and a half dollars. Sorry, yeah, 62 billion $500 million, and they continue to print the Tether, um, to an extent where it's hard to believe that it really is a one-to-one ratio. Obviously, I think we know by now that and we're looking at market cap here on coin market cap for Tether, because well, the price doesn't appreciate, so we can know that every time when the line moves up, that's more Tether being printed. We know that Tether uh, involves itself with potentially fractional reserve banking. Um, this is a practice that has been going on in the what in global capitalism for the past 100 years. Um, it's it's not something that is totally unknown to us. We know that global, like, countries are able to run on fractional reserve banking, even if you disregard America and how their banking practices are. Canada does not have a minimum requirement for fractional reserve banking. It's measured by other metrics to make sure that there's enough capital, but essentially it's fractional. It's that there's no minimum requirement. I think Tether does have some kind of, like, it's not an extreme number of a ratio, but it's definitely Tether's fractional reserve ratio, I believe, is fairly higher than most countries. And with that said, that's something to take into consideration. Now, Tether is not a country, right? Tether is not a country. It is just an institution based in some kind of island, which makes it a little bit more sketchy. Um, Having said that, I am not concerned at all. I mean, the risk is always there. The risk is always there with stablecoins, whether that's through legislation, um, or some kind of lawsuit. I mean, but Tether has been. I'm not saying I'm a Tether bull or anything. All I'm saying is that Tether's been through a lot of shit. They've been through a lawsuit, I think by the attorney general. Um, they've been through all this FUD. And my guess was because we had this kind of FUD last cycle, right? We had it in 2017. It's a lot louder than it was before. All the reason why I'm talking about it was there was this really popular YouTuber that was talking about it, acting like he was the first one to discover this. And lo and behold, it's been around for 4 years, this kind of stuff. And my guess was is if Tether really was that, and it was really over leveraged, and the fractional reserve, like the ratio to back dollars to Tether was that low, then the previous crash, okay, the previous crash of Bitcoin in the market in 2017, when the total cryptocurrency market crashed 88%, that would have been the time where Tether would have collapsed if it was really that over leveraged. We could see in many cases where you just literally run out of cash. The Tether didn't do that. It didn't happen. They didn't crash, and they didn't crash because of the market falling. We're only hearing about it now because well, Tether's just ramping it up. So with that said, I think Tether, although not my favorite stable coin, isn't going to be the um, catalyst for a like a crash. The like the likelihood of that is very unlikely. Now, let's say it does crash. Okay, let's hypothesize to say it does crash. Um, what happens to the market? Well, there's a multitude of things. The first one we can talk about is, well, I mean, Tether right now is about 4% of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. It's about 4%. So if that went to zero, all tethers disappeared. About 4% of the total cryptocurrency market cap is gone. Where does that take us? Oh, we could just kind of measure it down. It takes us to okay. I'll round it to 5%. How about that? It takes us to 1.52 trillion dollars. If that all that market cap is gone, so not that big. I would say not that big in the grand scheme of things. $62 billion is not that much. Okay, while Bitcoin is still holding $654 billion, and the entire cryptocurrency market cap is 1.56. Having said that, we already have many examples in our belt to look at of how does the market react when things go bust. The the biggest one, the most famous one, BitConnect, in my opinion. You can swap it into any other cryptocurrency, um, or you can swap it into CoinSeed, and we could probably get the same results. It doesn't really affect the market that much. With that said, BitConnect at its heyday was at 2.8 billion dollars in December 28th, 2017. At the time, when we look at here, it was about the total cryptocurrency market cap was about $500 billion. So with that said, the dominance of BitConnect at its heyday was about 0.5%. So obviously a lot smaller than Tether. But I would say at the same time, the cryptocurrency market cap has dropped 88% before, 87% before. It has dropped. I think this was like just at the end of the bull market. It had dropped to the wick 75%. We could just take a look at Bitcoin and see the drops. It has survived. It's been time tested and battle hardened. Um, and with that said, we've had many a time, and I think BitConnect is the darling child of this, but we've had terrible blemishes in the cryptocurrency market cap, in the cryptocurrency space. Sorry, BitConnect is one, CoinSeed is another. Um, I don't know what else comes to mind. OneCoin is another. OneCoin was pretty big, right? Like, OneCoin was a Ponzi scheme, yeah. But they left with Yeah, brought in $4 billion. Um, so these are not pennies, right? And none of it necessarily really affects the space. It might dip, but eventually it will, find an equilibrium like it has always had. Like every single time, people say Bitcoin is dead, the cryptocurrency market is going to zero, it recovers. It recovers every time. There's a fun site called like 99 Bitcoins. Um and I can't remember where it was. There was okay, well I can't really find it, but um essentially it was just a Bitcoin obituary of how many times people say Bitcoin is dead. And I always say Bitcoin is dead until it's not. And then until or Bitcoin is dead until altcoins are dead, until Bitcoin is dead. And the reason for that is that it comes in cycles. These are their cycles, comes in, comes out, and it always manages to recover. USDT, Tether, it is the third largest. I have to give it that. It has $62 billion in market cap, locked into that space. But does it have any kind of effect on, will it have any significant effect on the cryptocurrency space? I don't think so. I think, if anything, another stable coin is just going to take its place. It'd probably be USDC, or DAI stablecoin. I don't really know, but it can and will adjust, and that liquidity is going to get, that gap in liquidity is going to move somewhere else. There's going to be losses. You're probably going to see a short-term correction, but I would bet to this man, this YouTuber that inspired me to make this video. I would bet money to say that if Tether did collapse, the rest of the cryptocurrency market's not going to zero. It can drop significantly, but it's not going to zero, and it will recover. But that's pretty much it for today, you guys. I just wanted to shine a light on Tether. Yes, they're shady. A lot of crypto projects are. It is the space that we're in. It's still the Wild West, and we're still seeing great innovations happening every day within the space. And that is the risk, but there's pretty damn good rewards. And with that said, with Tether, it might be the third largest. It might be the most in volume in a 24-hour period. But the likelihood of Tether disappearing is small. And even if it does do that, we have examples in our past that has shown that the market can adjust and recover. Whether that's through a market cycle top crash where the market drops 80%, 80% from $800 billion to $90 billion. The market still recovered and existed. A cryptocurrency that accounts for 4% of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. I'd like to see it try to take away the total, like the entire market, and bring it to zero. I'd really love to see it try. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.